Okay, so good afternoon. You probably thought you weren't going to get a Labor Day, whatever we're calling this, a blog cast, sort of a blog, sort of a podcast, somewhere in between. But no, here I am. I made it. Sorry, the husband said he had some things he wanted to do and we should get up early. He meant early for him, not early for me. So I got up a little bit later than he wanted and we ran off. And of course, it took longer than he wanted, so we were gone. Got back. The dog had a nice little play date with some neighborhood dogs, and here I am. So what I basically want to cover, just hopefully a little bit quicker, is what you missed yesterday when I learned that I could do tablet mode. So in tablet mode, my laptop gets folded, kind of looks like you're breaking it. So the camera now, which is the bottom in regular mode, is at the top at tablet mode, which is where I want it. But unfortunately, then the speakers are actually face down in the table. So I didn't realize in my hurry to get the podcast out that you really couldn't hear me. So went out, have my new little friend here, the Snowball, and hopefully this little speaker will, or microphone, sorry, will help with the sound issues. So what you missed yesterday, if you were trying to listen and you really kind of couldn't exactly understand what I was saying, when you can't or don't want to do just the regular office, the liturgy of the office, you could do, one option is the little office of the Blessed Virgin Mary, and I keep it. It's a very little slim book, just has morning and evening prayer. There's a couple Marian prayers I think in the back and a little bit of an explanation of what it is. I like to just throw this in my purse, but so it's great if you're going off the grid, don't really have access to your phone. You can still have this slim little book. It's not going to take up a lot of room, and I know you can get that at many different religious stores. I got mine at the Shrine of St. Anthony. But you can also use iBreviary, has Office of the Dead that we talked about a little bit. And Office of the Dead came about once people were sitting with corpses for long periods of time. Back in the olden days, they developed a cycle of prayer. So that's where the Office of the Dead came from. But it's also great if you can't get to a funeral or something, that's something that you can pray. Another option there is the Divine Mercy for the sick and dying. And you can get that from the Marian Fathers who promote the Divine Mercy. So, look up divinemercy.org, I think it's .org or .com, and they have that flyer there for you. And that's a great 1 hour program to do for those sick and dying. If they're already dead, you can try the Office of the Dead. iBreviary also has an Office of St. Joseph, and I'm not familiar with that one, so I don't know if that would officially replace your obligation to say the office. Office of the Passion of the Lord, that is good for secular Franciscans, so you can always play that. That is particularly beautiful way to pray during Lent and also on Fridays. That's just a particularly beautiful office because it is for the Passion of our Lord. So those are the ones, and they are on iBreviary, an app for my phone. Probably most major Catholic apps will have those little offices. So if you have access to the internet, you can make sure you download it ahead of time. Anything that you need, make sure it's there so you can get it offline. That's the only downfall to using on the app. If you're going off grid somewhere without Wi-Fi and you haven't downloaded that day's prayers before you've gone, you might not be able to say them. So always make sure you download before you go off grid so that you have access to them. Or take a little book, whether you're taking this one or you're taking the big one of the big volumes out of the 4-volume set, whatever you need. Yesterday you might have also missed this gorgeous box that matches my planner. I got it 80% off at Michael's, and I have all my little pens, my extra Bible, everything I have that I'm using for planning is in here now. If you remember, I was starting to do the Friendship Project book. I would love to do a study on this with my friends, but I'm kind of working my way through it. My only downfall, so they give you a virtue and you kind of look at it, you look at it through a little vignette. There may be, then there's a story of 2 saints that exhibited that virtue in their friendship. And then it gives you a little bit more about the catechism. And then there's 5 or 6 things that you can do, which to me, sometimes it's a little bit much. I prefer to have 3, because I'm making a major life change and trying to do something, add something into my life once a week. 6 things is a bit too much, even to choose from. It was just a little overwhelming for me. You might find it fine. So I was very excited what came in the mail yesterday. That wasn't in yesterday's mixed up podcast, but I tried to make a new one. That's a whole other story. I tried to amend the podcast yesterday what happened was it was too similar in content to the original, so it got flagged by YouTube as plagiarism, and I wasn't allowed to post it. So I'm just going to try and catch you up with the new content that you missed in the second version that none of you ever saw. I got this book, Divine Mercy for Moms, by the same authors as the Friendship Project, but for vacation I'm going to go up to Stockbridge, Mass. To the Divine Mercy Shrine of America, so National Divine Mercy Shrine. And I just thought that this book could be something fun to read for vacation, maybe start it just a little bit before I'm up there, so I'm a good way in by the time I get there. I just thought that would be super fun. I'll let you know how that goes. And yesterday I was saying how it was Sunday and I was planning in a different way. You also have to plan differently because today was a holiday, so it's not your regular plan. Also, it came in the mail yesterday. Whoa! Thank you, kitty, cat, and bunnies. That got me the gift card to Michael's, which isn't weird because I was cat and bunny sitting, so they always get me a gift when their owners get home. So it's got a nice, cute little heart-shaped snap. And a lot of people are like, my happy planner doesn't fit in it. But see, you still keep your beautiful front cover that matches my box. Matches the box. Totally not awkward. Matches the box. Nearly perfectly. Not perfect, but pretty good. So you still keep your front cover, and my extender rings, it still fits because you only put the back cover in the flap. Anne has a place to hold a pen. I know, my super fancy pen is already not in here. But, and then has some pockets back here that you can use. Several. And then there's a couple pockets up front, as well as, you can put things in there. And it's just a way to keep, see how it's a little bit extended past my classic planner. So that's going to keep my pages just a little bit nicer. They won't get as chewed up as I'm carrying it everywhere I go. Because I did take it out of the house today. I didn't think I would be doing that. And I did. So it's nice to have this nice padded cover to go on it. So the other thing I was doing was I was praying my to-do list backwards. So I was doing the thing, I was calling it ABCO. Like it's a gym for your faith. So I was building up my abs. So I had more faith power. And how I did that was, remember when we did ACTS? Adoration, contrition, thanks, and supplication. So instead I tried to make my own acronym. It didn't really work out. So I went with ABCO, and I'm going to stick with it. So first I'm going to adore the Lord when I pray. Then I'm going to look at my blessings. I'm going to look at my challenges. And I'm going to look at my opportunities. So it's kind of like a little examination of conscience, but I'm using it to do my to-do list. So when I looked at my blessings, which is my family, I had to say, okay, laundry, dishes. Vacuuming came from the dog. Cleaning the bathrooms, because if you feed them, that happens. Something extra once a day, just to bless my family, that they see that I love them, and I'm spending a little bit extra effort right now making the house into a home for them. The dog absolutely needs his walk or a play date every day. And with my challenges, I was having trouble getting everything in. So that 54-day novena I'm trying to do at 3 o'clock. But today I'm talking to you instead. So it's a challenge. I'm going to keep praying over it that I manage to find the kairos every day to squeeze that extra thing in. Let's see. And so I was making progress and everything. And I really prayed over my friends' birthdays. Birthdays are a great way to celebrate. It's a great opportunity to really show your loved ones how much you care. So don't try not to just say happy birthday. This year I really got caught off guard with how many, I'm just starting this, and how many birthdays are in August is kind of overwhelming. So don't feel bad if I haven't gotten to you yet, but I'm really trying to make an extra effort to celebrate my friends. And I was able to meal plan the whole week out, like no joke. Pulled it off. I haven't done that in probably a whole year, been able to pull that off. And my family was like, oh yeah, no, I really like those ideas. So I took their suggestions that they write on my grocery list and made it into a list. And I actually don't need to buy anything extra to make this list. We already gotten it at the store. So I'm pretty excited that I had enough staples in the house. And that's part of that, having enough staple groceries that don't go bad, that you can pull off a list easily without having to run out to the store at the last minute all the time. So that is what I had. I also considered the weather as a challenge this week because the hurricane coming and some super hot days. We have one day that's 90 and the next day is 70. So meal planning is going to need to reflect that, as well as whatever activities I do. So yeah, playing with the dog, scheduling play dates in somebody's house might be a better idea than walks this week. Let's see, I covered the Divine Mercy for moms. So you lose a day this week to a holiday. It's a great time to spend time with family and friends, but it's kind of hard to catch up on chores. It's going to be unbearably hot. So I come from Pennsylvania Dutch country, and I love doing my laundry on Monday, but it's a holiday. Thankfully, it's not a holy day holiday. So I'm able to still do a couple of loads. I'm not going to burden myself with trying to get it all done today and heating up the house with the dryer, but I am going to get just the most important load. So I stopped and asked my family, what do you really need first? So I knew that those loads and those particular items of clothing got done first. And so they were thankful. They're always thankful when I ask their input like that. Even if I know what they're going to say, I think it does help. It lets them know that, hey, she's considering me. And everybody likes to be considered to put first, right? So I do think they really like me asking for their input more. So that's about it. I'm going to try and get a day ahead of these so that I'm not trying to cram this in at the last second and you're probably got a busy day. So enjoy your picnics. I hope this blog is working for you. If you have other topics that you want to hear about, or you want to know more about like one of the little offices, you want to know more about Divine Mercy, maybe you want to hear more about planning, I'm trying to talk my friend Diane into coming on. She's got kids of all different ages, going to community college, going to a 4-year college. She's got one in middle school, one in elementary school. How does she plan? So I was going to try and see if I couldn't talk her into coming on and getting her opinion. And I'd love to hear from you. If you're a friend, even if you're far away, we could always pull you in on the phone and have you in that way. So let me know if you want to be on or you have any show ideas. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you. And put any of your comments down there so I know what you're looking for in a blogcast and I can serve you even better. Have a blessed day and I will see you tomorrow morning. Love you all. Bye.